Hello, welcome back to Unreal University. Game development has always been a lengthy process, especially when you're doing it by yourself. Today, we'll be discussing whether you should use pre-made assets in your game or if you should build everything in your game from scratch. There are hundreds of assets which are used in a video game, each with their own unique style, such as the environments, particles, characters, and much more. In the gaming world, visuals are a huge deal, so it makes sense to use pre-made assets for some part of your game, as doing everything by yourself could take a while. Although, you don't want to end up with a game which people consider an asset flip. If you don't know, an asset flip is a type of shovelware in which a video game developer uses pre-made assets and uses them to create generic games to sell at a low price. Such games tend to be viewed by gamers as uncreative and diverting attention from less popular titles. You might be thinking, how is asset flipping bad, since these assets are available online and are meant to be used? Well, using online assets is fine, but when you add a bunch of different assets that don't look like they belong together, it can make your game look cheap and lazy, so people may call it an asset flip. There's nothing wrong with using assets in your game. In fact, it can actually be a good thing, and there are successful indie games that have used assets in them. You just don't want to throw together a bunch of random assets in your game which look out of place. But let's talk about the benefits and advantages of using assets in your game. Cost, time, and efficiency. Using pre-made assets can be a lifesaver for small indie developers on a budget and tight schedule. Purchasing pre-made assets can save loads of time compared to creating every single part of a game by yourself. Learning opportunity. For new and learning game developers, you can purchase assets as an opportunity to learn. It's your chance to play around with game ideas, figure out how to blend assets together, and get a feel for the game development process. No need to get stuck in modeling everything when you can learn crucial development skills instead. Quick prototyping. Another scenario is when all you want to do is test gameplay mechanics and concepts without spending loads of time making the assets in your game. You can just test gameplay and ideas without going all in on making assets. Super handy, especially when you're just getting started out. Let's take a look at the game The Bloodline. The Bloodline is a sandbox adventure RPG that lets you play your way, and some of the character and models come from Cinti Studios. These guys make pre-made assets, so this game is using pre-made assets, and guess what? The players love the game. The game has gotten a ton of good reviews because it has good gameplay and cool visuals. People aren't sweating over the fact that they use some pre-made assets. Instead, they're actually complementing the gameplay. This indicates that using assets in your game can be successful. One helpful tip to deal with this is if you buy an asset, what you can do is modify it so it actually fits the art style of your game and make everything look similar. That way, nothing looks completely out of place. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding of what makes people think a game is an asset flip. For a lot of people, using pre-made assets can actually feel like cheating. Although making everything in your game can be very satisfying, before you go off and do this, you need to understand the resources that you have as a developer, because if you have a lot of spare time and no deadlines, you can actually consider making everything in your game by yourself. For example, the creator of Stardew Valley, Eric Barone, made all the music, art, programming, and sound was developed by him, which is really impressive. On the flip side, if you're on a tight schedule, then it makes sense to use pre-made assets, as it can massively speed up the development of your game. To all the developers starting out, my advice is that you should probably try and use some pre-made assets, as it can serve as a valuable learning tool. It will give you the opportunity to concentrate on other aspects of your game. Trust me, you'll get so much better with scripting, level designing, and management skills. You can focus on the stuff of your game that you're good at, instead of getting boggled down by everything. Okay, so we've talked about the benefits of using pre-made assets, but let's look at some of the limitations of using them. Imagine you find the perfect 3D model for your game. This can be a game changer. However, this can soon turn into a problem when you struggle to find other assets which are similar to it. The gaming industry is flooded with diverse assets, but the challenge lies in finding assets that actually complement each other. Developers may find difficulties in finding other assets that maintain the same quality as some of the assets that they've found in their game. This inconsistency in assets can lead to what people refer to as an asset flip. When you're using pre-made assets, developers may have limited control over updates or improvements to those assets. If an asset requires modification or optimization, developers may need to rely on the original creator for updates which can introduce delays and dependencies on them, which depending on your situation may not be ideal. Legal implications. If developers don't follow the rules made by the creators of pre-made assets, they might face licensing problems. If they don't get the right licenses or obey the usage rules, they could run into legal trouble. This could mean paying fines, losing assets, or facing legal action. Developers need to be careful to make sure they have the legal permission to use and share all of the assets that they choose for their game. For example, last year there was this game which went viral called Only Up, although it was removed from Steam. There are many reasons why it could have been removed, although some speculate it was because the game used stolen assets. On June the 29th, 2023, an artist commented on Twitter that his 3D model had been stolen by this game and used without his permission. The developer of Only Up, SCKR Games, heard the complaint and then patched the game to remove this model. Then on their Discord, they quoted that they had a misunderstanding with the asset and they apologized to the author, but the asset was clearly marked as not for commercial use. And I think loads of other artists said that they saw some of their assets in the game. Possible licensing issues can mess up the whole project. Legal disagreements can stop development and damage the reputation of both developers and the game itself. This is why it's crucial to do proper research, understand, and get the right licenses for all of the pre-made assets that you're using in the game. To help with this, you can use trusted marketplaces that clearly explain the licensing terms of the assets that you buy. This will help make your development process a lot smoother and legally secure. There's no doubt that game development is hard, so why make it harder for yourself when you can make it easier by being smart? Remember how the Bloodline was still a success in spite of using pre-made assets? You need to ask yourself, will people really care about how many custom assets you used if in the end your game is fun and enjoyable to play? The average player does not know too much about game development anyway. Very few people can tell apart custom assets from personally made ones. All they care about is having a fun and intriguing game. This is proven by the success of the Bloodline. You can use the time that you saved on other parts of your game's development. So overall, the decision to use pre-made assets in your game is kind of like walking on a tightrope. You're balancing the perks of saving time and cash against the risk of your game looking a bit copy and paste. The solution is simple. You need a thoughtful, balanced approach with a mix of pre-made assets as well as your own. This will give you a unique game. Good assets can help make your game look sensational, and in turn, these good visuals can help attract players to your game. But the rest of the immersion has to be done by you, by building an incredible world, story, and characters. Ultimately, the choice is entirely yours, and it depends on your vision, resources, and the unique requirements of your game. That's all for this video. Using pre-made assets can be helpful for prototyping, and if you're interested in learning how to make full games inside Unreal Engine, make sure to check out my courses. You can find a link to them somewhere in the description of this video. In them, we go over how to create full games from complete scratch. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!